Hello, I'm Dan Rather, and welcome to the CBS Evening News Online edition. Just ahead, Secretary of State Colin Powell's resignation. We'll look at his long career, why he's stepping down, and some of what the future may hold for the country. Also, inside the Battle of Fallujah, seen through the eyes of some injured U.S. troops. And whiplash injuries. Why there's still a problem for many car makers, and thus for you. It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News Online edition. The Bush team is going to look a whole lot different in the president's second term. More members of his cabinet announced their resignations today, including the senior member, the Secretary of State, Colin Powell, the first African-American to hold that position. And CBS News Chief White House correspondent John Roberts has confirmed the president will nominate his National Security Advisor, Condoleezza Rice, to succeed Powell. John begins our coverage tonight of Powell's impact on U.S. foreign policy and what may come next.
He was widely seen as the pragmatic moderate in an administration dominated by hawks, and today he declared it is time to go.
I had always indicated to him that I thought I would serve for one term. As we got closer to the election and the immediate aftermath of the election, it seemed the appropriate time.
Powell said his departure as America's chief diplomat was by mutual agreement with the president, but the White House today insisted the decision was all Powell's.
Secretary Powell made a decision for his own reasons that this was now the time to leave.
Sources tell CBS News National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice has been picked to succeed Powell. One of President Bush's fiercest allies, she would become only the second woman Secretary of State.
Clearly, the Bush policies are ones she agreed with and endorsed, and that will be on the mind of foreign leaders. But at the same time, she's a tough, experienced, knowledgeable, capable person who has the confidence of the president.
The Powell retirement brings to 6 the number of cabinet members who are leaving. Education Secretary Rod Page, Energy Spence Abraham, and Ann Veneman of Agriculture also resigned today, joining Attorney General Ashcroft and Commerce's Don Evans. Powell's reputation was impeccable, a 35-year career commander and staff officer in the Army, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, national security advisor to Ronald Reagan. But he frequently ran afoul of hardliners in the Bush administration. His first infraction in 2001, when he declared the White House would continue its policy of engagement with North Korea. The president scolded Powell and told him to take it back.
The president forcefully made the point that we're undertaking a full review of our relationship with North Korea.
And then there was his pre-war presentation to the United Nations. President Bush made Powell the front man, and Powell declared Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. But he later said much of the evidence was in error and should not have been used.
Sources close to Powell tell CBS News that many members of Congress are uncomfortable with where the White House has gone on foreign policy. And with Powell gone, lawmakers may be more assertive with the next Secretary of State. President Bush is expected to announce his nomination of Rice as early as tomorrow. Dan?
John Roberts reporting live from the White House. Thanks, John. In the past week, scores of brave American soldiers and Marines have been seriously wounded in Fallujah. They've now arrived at a U.S. military hospital in Germany, many of them, and those willing and able are beginning to speak of their experiences. CBS's Alan Pizzi has their inside story.
The combat has been street to street and house to house, and as it finally begins to taper off, American troops wounded in the battle for Fallujah have been talking for the first time. They say it is not surprising hundreds of them were hit because their enemy was well armed and determined.
They're willing to fight to the death.
It's hard to do, to fight someone like that.
Hundreds of U.S. troops have been wounded in the week-old assault in Fallujah. Efforts to save their lives start right on the battlefield. As soon as they are stabilized, the wounded are bundled onto helicopters and whisked to more sophisticated treatment centers.
Medics are amazing out there. They get to you, they work with you fast, and they're guys you know, so that's it's comforting.
Medics give the wounded details about their injuries to pass on to the next stage of treatment.
At first, I thought I lost my leg. It was burning real bad. I was like, did I lose it? Did I lose it? But then I could see my toes, so I was like, well, at least my leg's still there. If it's, I wasn't sure if it was attached, but it was still there, so I was pretty happy.
A fraction either way, and the shrapnel would have cut an artery, and Lance Corporal Owens would have bled to death.
Some are losing legs, some can't even walk, and I feel lucky that I am mobile and I can get up and I can move.
So far, nearly 200 of the casualties moved on to Landstuhl Military Hospital in Germany have been sent back to the States. Hospital officials say more than 25% of the casualties who end up here are returned to active duty, some within as little as 2 weeks, which seems to be exactly what the wounded soldiers and Marines want.
If I was well enough to go out, I'd in a heartbeat go back.
I want to go back, but this little injury is holding me back, and it kills me every time. I mean, I watch the news and just know my buddies are over there.
But if they hang around here long enough, some of their buddies may come to them. 49 more wounded were due in tonight. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Landstuhl.
We close tonight with an important heads-up about whiplash injuries. CBS's Bob Orr reports a new study finds the neck rests in many automobiles leave a lot to be desired, even in collisions at far less than breakneck speed.
They are not the most dramatic crashes, not among the deadliest or most costly. But rear-end collisions still cause thousands of whiplash injuries each year. And even the newest cars are doing a poor job of protecting passengers.
Most seats do not have state-of-the-art protection against whiplash injury.
Of 73 seats tested by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, only 8 earned a good rating. 3 models from Volvo, 2 from Saab, the Volkswagen New Beetle, the Subaru Impreza, and the Jaguar S-Type. The Chevrolet Malibu was rated acceptable, as was the Chrysler Sebring, the Mercedes E-Class, the Nissan Altima, Toyota Corolla, and 11 others. All other models, including the Honda Accord, the BMW 3 Series, and the Dodge Neon, were rated poor or marginal.
All manufacturers can do better. This isn't rocket science, but they have to pay attention to the problem.
Volvo has been an industry leader with a new seat that prevents the neck from snapping back and forth in a crash. But whiplash is not the kind of injury that gets most automakers' attention.
The reason they're not fixing these is what?
Cost. There's not enough product liability and monetary damages for the industry to pay out. The government has to come in and set a standard.
Regulators are promising new rules requiring better head restraints in the next couple of months. But that won't bring a quick fix for whiplash injuries, since automakers will still have another 3 years at least to equip all new cars with safer seats. Bob Orr, CBS News, Washington.
More stories are just a click away. But don't forget to join me on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Tuesday's broadcast, quality of care in the nation's nursing homes. Eye on America investigates and shows how evidence of patient abuse sometimes brings changes. For CBSNews.com, I'm Dan Rather.